Alright, crafty friends, how are you today? Today's process is really easy outside of Photoshop, so I thought I'd show you a quick little trick that I do in my hybrid layouts. I told you on a layout that I shared earlier this week that hybrid doesn't have to be hard. Hybrid can be very easy. It doesn't have to be super labor intensive, and I'm going to show you something really quick that you can do on your photos. It's going to make them really impactful and can add a layer to your scrapbooking. So this is not something, if you've taken the hybrid class from Ali Edwards, you've seen how to do something similar, but I'm just going to show you in like 20 seconds. I'm exaggerating, probably like 3 minutes, how to go from this, which is a photo with a whole lot of white space, so how to go from this to this. And this is my starting place for my story today. I really love that seriously give me a break sentiment because I am fresh out of school and there are lots of photos where I was like literally just leave me alone. So again, we're just going to go from this to this using a single stamp. So this is the digital stamp set that you get from Ali Edwards if you are a Story Kit subscriber. If you subscribe to the Story Kit class, wow. If you subscribe to the Story Stamp and the Story Kit, you get the digitals for free. Also, if you subscribe to the Story Class, you get the digitals for free. That's how it works. I'm so sorry that took me so long. So here we are. I'm starting with my stamp. I just copied and pasted it right onto my canvas, and I'm resizing it. This might not look exactly like the one that I started with because the sizes might be a little off. I'm not sure exactly how I resized it, but that looks pretty good. So we're going to start with here. This one's at full opacity. And you have to start with your first stamp at full opacity to get that effect. So I'm starting with my first stamp at full opacity, and then I'm going to copy it and paste it right next to it. Now, see, now I have the same stamp, and what I'm going to do is take this one down to, I think I took it down to 65 the first time around. So right here in the layers bar, you can play with the opacity of your stamp. And so I'm going to put that one. And Photoshop gives you nice, convenient guides on whether things are straight and in the same line. So I'm going to copy that layer and I'm going to paste it again underneath. And so now I have my first row. So I have my first row of 3 stamps. And I'm doing a brick layering pattern. And obviously this one looks a little bit differently because I didn't put the guide rules and everything, but I'm just showing you how you can do something like this on your page if that's something that you were interested in. So now we're going to copy and paste it again. And we're starting with the next stamp that is at the 65 opacity and at 100. And I'm going to put this one right on top. And I'm going to, again, take the opacity for this one down. I think I took it down to 39 in the other one. So you see it's steadily getting more and more transparent. So now I'm going to copy and paste this one. And we're just going to build a brick pattern. So I'm going to do the same thing on both sides. So I don't need to put 3 stamps on this one because I know I'm going to do a fair amount. What I meant to do was actually put this down in the background so that doesn't happen. So I've merged this down to the background because that's what was happening to me before. So I'm going to select these 2 layers, copy these 2, and paste them on the opposite side. If I can grab my layers. So now I have too many layers selected. So this is why, you guys, again, I am not like the Photoshop expert. I am still figuring this out. I almost always grab the wrong layers, but you can just put things back where they don't belong. I'm just building my brick pattern. So there we go. So now I have my 2 on the opposite side. I'm going to put this one back where it belongs. And you could constantly merge things at each step to make sure that this doesn't happen. I don't like doing that because then if things get locked and then I can't figure out where things are locked, it's just easier for me to go to just build this as I go. So I'm almost done because with the size of this stamp set, it doesn't take as many layers to build it. So I'm just constantly reproducing this brick pattern. I need one more layer. So I'm just going to copy this one, paste this one. So there we go. And here we go. And then this one moves. So we're going to put this one back in place. Okay. So that took maybe 2 minutes and a little bit of fussing and finagling to get it. But you see I have my one stamp right here in the middle. That's the solid stamp. And then these 2 are slightly less opaque. And then the ones all around it are more opaque. And that is what I started with. So again, that took a little bit of time and a little bit of finessing, but it's really easy and does not take that much, work to get it. So now I'm selecting all my layers and I'm going to hit Command E and make them one layer. It's really important for this next step that they are one layer. And then I'm going to use the marquee tool. And with the marquee tool, I'm going to select the layers that are above my hair. So I don't want this stamp set and this stamp set super low on my face, but I did want the brick pattern. So I'm going to select all the ones that are above my hair with the marquee tool. So everything's selected. I'm going to right click on this and hit layer via copy. And then that reproduces just that layer. Then I can select this layer, which is the original one, and delete it. And now I only have the layers that are right above the height of the picture that I want it to be. So let's see how close I am to the original. I'm actually pretty close. The sizing is pretty close. Everything looks pretty good. Yeah, that actually looks pretty close. So the only other thing I might do is move these over a little bit, because you can see these are kind of perfectly on the screen and these are a little bit off-centered. So I might just grab this. Let's go back to the move tool, not the marquee tool. Grab that layer and move it over a tiny bit. But I think I kind of like it. Yeah, I like it where it was. I'm going to leave it where it is. And then with everything set, I'm going to merge this now into one layer. And now I can print this and take this into my physical scrapbooking and make this work. So I hope this wasn't too confusing, because again, I'm still getting used to teaching like Photoshop tricks, but this was a really easy thing that you can do. Just messing with the opacity of physical stamps can give you the look of of generation stamping. So like first, second, third generation stamping, really easy trick to adapt. And then you have this printout that has pretty much everything embellished for you, and then you just have to put it in the pockets and tell your story. So hope this helps. We're gonna go back to the physical project now and finish this layout up. Hi, crafty friends. Welcome back to my channel. We are picking up from that quick Photoshop tutorial you just saw me do, where I created this photo. So here's where we're picking up. So I have this huge photo that I printed of me with my crazy hair, taking a nap at clinical, because nursing school life, and if you've ever been there, you've gone through it, you understand 100% why I was napping at clinical. Sorry. I should tell you what we're doing. We are still crushing the Give Story kit. Krystal and I are still on a mission to demolish as much of this kit as possible. So I am still working with the Give Story kit. And if you haven't seen the previous video, I will link it. I'll put a card up here somewhere so you can see it, and I will link Krystal's video in the description. I will put the right link this time, because last week I messed up the link, and thank you so much to all of you that told me that I messed up the link so I could fix it. But this time I will make sure that the link in the description bar is the correct link so you can go to Krystal's video. So housekeeping out the way, we are telling a story with the Give Story kit. And I was super inspired by this. This seriously gave me a break. This is a physical stamp. Again, you will know all of this because you'll have watched me put this together in Photoshop. But I don't know how to respond to that. Wow, that was Siri. Sorry. But you guys will have already seen this because you'll have watched me put this together in Photoshop. But when we talk about give and the lens of give, we think about Thanksgiving or the gifts we give to each other or the gifts people give to us. But this sentiment, seriously, give me a break. I know so many of us can resonate with that, because I'm sure there has been several periods in our life where we're like, literally, leave me alone. Something's got to give me a break. And I thought that this was the perfect way to start a nursing school story. I have not documented very much of nursing school, not yet. And I don't imagine I'm going to make an album just about nursing school. I'll probably just intersperse the stories into my story album. But I loved this. This seriously gave me a break. And then there was this card. My stuff's all over my desk, you guys. So give it your all. You got this every single day, which you got to see it printed pretty close. The coloring on it is pretty close to the coloring on the prints from Ali. So that was pretty good. I have changed the paper that I'm printing my stuff on, and I'm getting much better colors. So I'm very happy about that. But I did some journaling right on the card, and now we're going to start assembling. So I'm going to stop talking and start putting this together, because I really like where this is. I like how it looks pretty simple, but I am going to jazz it up a little bit. So Krystal on one of her Project Life spreads did this thing where she stamped on sticker paper and then put that on her layout, which I thought was brilliant. And then she said she got the idea from our friend Heba. So thank you, Heba. Heba's at My Little Journal. She's wonderful. And I'm going to do the same thing, because what I want to do is create kind of a cluster to go on the darker stamped portion. So I want to use this stamp, Give It Your All, because I want to repeat the stamp that is on my journaling card. And I'm using VersaFine ink. I have found that VersaFine gives me the cleanest impression when it comes to detail stamps like this. Like this text stamp is super detailed, and so I want a pretty good impression. So I'm going to go ahead with VersaFine ink, and I'm stamping it on my Misty pad. These are just things I've learned from, you know, using my stamps more often. Stamping on the Misty pad and stamping with VersaFine ink for these sentiments give you a really good impression. So that's perfect. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this on this tiny corner of sticker paper. Great. And then I don't know if I like that. I'm going to stamp it again just so I have two to choose from. And then I'm going to fussy cut this off camera, and I will be right back to arrange it on my layout. Okay friends, so I'm back. So I just went ahead and cut out my label. I used my EK Tools fussy cutting scissors. I'll be sure to link those in the description box. And I kind of want to reproduce the colors that are in this on this side. So what I was thinking about doing was, wow, I have no idea how I got this much ink on my hands. This is insane. This is why I don't stamp. But what I was thinking about doing was creating a cluster of labels, kind of like this, in the same colors that are here, and then putting that here, and then putting some foam dots on my stamped Give It Your All, and having that anchor, yeah, having that anchor those sentiments. So I'm just going to kind of arrange these. These are just snippets. I like to cut things in half if I'm not going to use the entire thing. So these are just bits and pieces of some labels that I, again, cut in half because I wasn't planning on using the whole thing, which is a really good way to save product. It's also a really good way to make sure you never use stuff up. So I'm trying to stop doing that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the stickiness off of these labels with my EK Tools powder tool, just because I'm not sure where I want to put it, and I don't want to commit to sticking these down yet. So I'm just taking the stickiness off these labels. This makes them more die cuts than anything else. So I was thinking about doing that and then putting that like that, which I like, but I think I need one more label. So I could use a piece of this long orange one. I like that because there's this orange color here. So I might just do that. I think I'm just going to cut a little bit of these labels. And you guys, I don't mind hacking my supplies to bits. This is the best way for me to actually use them up for, you know, in a way that gets them on the pages. So if it means I have to chop things up, then I don't mind that. So I'm just going to put this. Where do I want this to go? Let's see. So I have this vertical piece. Actually, I don't want it like that. I think I want the longer piece. So never mind. I cut that a little too short. But no, don't stick, don't stick, don't stick. Oh, it's stuck. This happens to me every time I make something. Okay, I'm going to have to come right back. I'm either going to have to reprint this whole photo, or I might just reprint this whole photo. I don't even know if it's worth it. I'm going to print this photo again because it's not worth it trying to salvage this. I'm going to go print this photo and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, so we're back. So that was a little bit of a debacle. And I actually ended up just wrestling with this for about the last 10 minutes to get most of the adhesive off. Just because I don't want to waste photo paper. Like, that seemed like such a big waste of paper to get that adhesive off. And I got it off with a little bit of elbow grease. So all things considered, not the worst disaster to have ever happened in my craft room. I just keep dropping things today. I'm not sure what my deal is. So anyways, I have these foam dots and I'm going to put my title on. I'm going to put this stamped sticker on these foam dots. I kind of wish that I had stamped this on cardstock now, since I'm not actually using the sticker paper, but I didn't know if I wanted to use the sticker paper, or I'm just like, I don't know what I want to do today. I'm trying to decide. I'm making decisions on the fly, which is a lot of what scrapbooking with me looks like. So there we go. I actually like that a lot. So I have my labels that worked exactly how I wanted it to. Despite all the hiccups that it took to get there, I got my label cluster with my stamps on the photo, which is the end game. That's what I wanted, was this labeled stamp cluster to match this card. It is taking me a really long time to make simple decisions today because I just want to do all the things. That's the problem when you're giving yourself a challenge to use your kit up. I'm trying to use as many things as possible on one page, and I really need to just take it easy because there's a bunch of other pages to make. So I'm going to work on embellishing this now. So I have my labels. I kind of want to put this cork sticker down that says remember. So I'm going to put this down, and I kind of want to put it, this is why I need to make decisions before I start putting things together, because I kind of want to put it in the middle so it says remember, give it your all. So I'm actually going to take this foam sticker out. You guys, I cannot make decisions today. Totally making this up as I go, which is part of what scrapbooking with me looks like. But I actually like the remember tucked in behind that. That worked perfectly. Okay, so now it says remember, give it your all, you got this every single day. And then I have the foam stickers right on the outside of that cork to add some height to my sticker, also because the cork already has dimension on it. So now the cork fits right in between, and then here is my cluster. Oh, I like that so much. Okay. That worked out really well. That took a long time to get there, but that worked out really well. And then I think I'm just going to put another, a repeat of that cluster. So a label, maybe a label, Yeah, I'm going to put half of this yellow, because there's so much blue on this side. So I'm going to put half of this yellow, and I am going to use my paper trimmer to trim this down, because I cannot cut anything in a straight line today. I can't ever cut anything in a straight line, but I especially cannot cut anything in a straight line today. So I'm just gonna let my paper trimmer do the work for me, save the rest of this label for a rainy day. So now I have this yellow label, which is not straight by any stretch of the imagination, but that is okay because we're gonna cover it up. So I'm gonna put this story right here. And then, where are my hearts? I'm gonna add a heart, 2 hearts. Nope, just 1 heart. So I'm gonna add a yellow heart. Nope, there's already yellow there. I'm going to add an orange heart because there's already yellow under the label. Okay, there we go. So that's what that looks like. So now I'm gonna stick this down over here. So this whole process really should have been a 5-minute video. You guys are just watching me faff about and make decisions, which I'm leaving in the video because I want you guys to see what it's like scrapbooking. Like, you don't always have, there are a ton of pages where I have ideas before I even turn on the camera and before I even start making stuff, and every idea I have works out perfectly. And then there are just as many pages like this where I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm making it up as I go and hoping that in the end I end up with a complete page. Today it seems to be working in my favor. I think I'm going to end up with a complete page. Okay, so I have my repeating cork, I have my repeating hearts. You know, I have that thing about repeating embellishments. I have my labels that are repeating here and here. Is there anything else I want? I kind of want to put something small right down here. So I'm going to go into my chipboard stash and grab my box of banners. See if I have anything that matches the color and the sentiments in this layout. So let's see. Okay, you guys, so I definitely had to go digging in my stash for a few things, but I found a few pieces that I thought would be fun. So I found this blue one that says Get Up and Go. I'm pretty sure this is from the Up Story kit. I have all my chipboard punched out, so I have no idea where any of this stuff comes from, but I'm pretty sure it's from the Up Story kit, and it's almost the perfect blue as this card. So I'm gonna put that down. I found this one that says Up Early, Up Late, Story of My Life, which is definitely from the Up Story kit, but how perfect is that sentiment for documenting nursing school? Like, I did not sleep for 3 years. It is perfect, and it's gray and yellow, so it's kind of the perfect colors. And then I found this random black and white diagonal, which again, you know how I have this thing about repeating textures across pages and across spreads. So I thought it'd be fun to just carry that chipboard on over here. And I'm covering up a fair amount of that rust colored label that I put on the bottom, but you can still see it on the side, so I don't mind that I'm covering it up on the bottom. But I think that completes my spread. So I'm telling a nursing school story. Seriously, give me a break. Something's gotta give it your all. So many phrases about give that are not your typical giving thanks or giving gift story. So my journaling just says, at some point, giving it your all the time feels like ramming your head into a brick wall, like trying over and over again just to be stopped, just to be stuck in this endless loop of try, fail, try again. Nursing school felt like I was headbutting a wall every single day, like I was climbing an endless hill and the finish line kept moving further and further away. Sometimes it was all I could do to put my scrubs on and go to clinical when all I wanted to do was shout, seriously, give me a break. Let me pause. Let me rest, let me catch my breath, let me understand this one thing before I'm expected to keep going full speed ahead. The season is over, but the memories linger, and I'm grateful that I was able to give it my all and make it to the other side, even if I had to break a few eggs to get there. So there's my story. I love how, first of all, I love how intentional and simple the embellishing is. It's just a few repeat cork, some repeat chipboards, some repeat hearts. I love having this big stamped thing across the top of my photo. Really easy. I made this layout harder than it needed to be because I just didn't know what choices I wanted to make, but I'm so happy with this came out, the way this came out. So I hope you guys go over to Krystal's video and go watch what she's doing with the gift kit. We have one more week of crushing this kit and then we'll be moving on to another one. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though I was a tiny bit discombobulated today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned a technique or two. And till next time, sorry, housekeeping. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're so inclined. I promise I'm not always this confused. I don't know what was up with me today. I just could not make a single decision. But till next time, keep it crafty and have the best day. And I will see you around, you guys. Bye.